Let's now dive a little bit deeper into cropping. All right, so I have this image here of Brooke, and you can see that there's a lot of white space on either side of her, and I'd like to crop it to where it's just a photo of Brooke. Okay, so in order to do that, I need to grab the crop tool. I can do that by pressing C for crop. That's the shortcut key, or you can see the crop tool over here in our toolbar. So there's a few different ways that I can do this. It brings up this cropping box here. I can just drag the cropping box to fit around Brooke, and it does a really nice job of snapping to the photo. And then I would just press return or enter, or double click inside the cropping box, and that would crop it that way. Seems easy enough, but there are a few other ways that we can do this that I'd like to show you. Second way to do this is I have my cropping tool selected. I could literally just click and drag and trace over the area I want cropped. So say I don't want it to snap to the photo, I'd like to just crop it from here, or crop it a little tighter. I can do that. So I can press enter, and then we have it cropped that way. The last way to do it is by these ratios. So I could do a ratio of 1:1, which would make it a square. So once I press enter, that creates a square ratio, which you can see our canvas was already a square. So if I want to do a ratio of 1:2, here's our ratio of 1:2. If I want to do a ratio of 2:1, you get this ratio instead. And then I can move this around by clicking and dragging, which is really helpful. I can even go off of my photo and crop her to where it looks like this. Press enter, double click, and there's our new canvas. So it's really kind of interesting the things that you can do. There are also preset images, or preset ratios rather, like square. These are just popular ratios for what they probably think that Photoshop users are using most often. There's also a really nice straighten feature in which we can kind of straighten our photograph to match up to that line. So did you see what happened? Again, I'm straightening, I'm clicking on straighten. Now I'm drawing a straight line. So for instance, a lot of times with photos, you'll notice that you have lines in your photograph. I specifically have lines in these wood beams, so I would trace across the wood beam like so, and then it would straighten to that wood beam. I don't necessarily want it like that because it doesn't really look straight to me visually, because Brooke seems pretty straight going up and down, but that is something that you will need in the future and will come quite in handy when you're editing photos. Those are really all the things you need to know about cropping. As you can see, there are some additional settings here that I don't normally use. Also, here is how it looks when your crop is overlaid on top. So you can see this diamond because I set it on diamond. I don't ever need those things, but you may, so have a poke around and see what's up with the rest of the crop features.